So we're down to only 3 pigs. And this is not Mr. Boar, this is Mr. Boar number 2. The original Mr. Boar would have been better aptly named as Mr. Eunuch. And the sellers lied to us greatly when they sold him. So he's gone to the butcher. We pick him up today. And the unnamed red pig also went to the butcher. She just didn't have the body shape and size that was conducive to a quality breeding animal. Ginger here was much better. Ginger's got big, strong shoulders. The other girl had weak shoulders. She had a weak back. She just wasn't worth breeding. So we're down to Mr. Boar 2.0, Big Mama, and Ginger. They're growing their winter coats in nicely. They still got a fair bit of growing left to do. I don't know if you can see it. Kind of the little fuzzies in there. They got their undercoat coming in nice. Their pen's a bit of a mess. We will be cleaning this section out. I have worked with the Mennonites in the area to design a new shelter to go there, and they are building it for me right now. So it will be done in a week or so, maybe 2. But that'll go there and they'll be set for winter. Now I know this guy is actually a boar. When I went to see him initially, his babies were on site. But I also made sure I got a handful of his business, make sure that he's fully equipped for what he needs to do, has not been neutered. So yes, we are absolutely certain this is, in fact, a breeding boar. So yeah, we weren't gonna risk any issues again, though I trusted the person. It was a nice local farm, well known in the community. We got him from the local berry farm, but I had to get hands on and make sure that he was equipped and all parts functional. As you can see, the goats are now perfectly comfortable with Nellie. And little Willow there is practically under her. They're all happy living together now. We're down to milking Millie, who is our trooper. She's still full every morning, gives us almost all our milk. Sweetie, she's winding down. She's almost done. Tiny right there, she's also still in milk. But Cinnamon, it's like a switch got flicked with her. She just all of a sudden dried up. But I thought I'd tell you a little story of what happened yesterday. Miss Nellie here got stuck. I came out about lunchtime to check waters, make sure everybody had water. Hi, sweetie. Which I don't normally do. It's normally my dad that does that, but I finished lunch before him, so I went out. And Miss Nellie was way back in that corner, right back there, laying down. And she didn't come greet me. And I thought, you know what, that's strange. Nellie always comes to greet me. I went out and I checked the waters. And I was about to go back into the house, and I looked and she still hadn't gotten up to come see me. And I thought, what's going on? So I called her, and she kind of hobbled up, but she was moving really strange on one of her front legs. And she didn't really move. She just kind of stood up and shuffled a little bit. I thought, oh, maybe she's, bumped her knee or stubbed a toe or something minor. And I was thinking, I don't have enough pain medicine for an animal her size on hand, probably. And if it's a minor injury, there's really nothing I can do. She's just got to get over it. And I went and I took about 2 steps towards the house, and then it's like, no, I can't. I had this feeling I just had to go and check on Nellie. And it's a good thing I did. You might see she's not wearing her green halter. Somehow, when she laid down, she got her front foot through the nose loop of her halter and popped the nose loop off her nose, and it was now around her foot. Now the neck loop, which goes around kind of like a collar and holds the halter in place, was still attached. So now her foot was strapped to her head, which is why she was moving really funny. I don't know how she did it, this silly girl. But I went back there and she kind of watched me the whole time. She had her head down just like she is now because her head was strapped to her foot. Wasn't totally uncomfortable because, as you can see, that's how she eats, with her head right down. But I just came up and I undid the strap around her neck, dropped the whole thing down to the ground, and she stepped out of her halter and went about her day. She walked at my side back up, and I decided, well, we're not going to do this again, so I left the halter off. She followed me all the way up to the gate, and she got some love and scritches under her chin and down the bottom of her neck, and she's all better. She didn't stay with me long, though. She came and started eating, so she must have been that way for a couple hours between morning chores and lunch. But all's well now. No strained muscles, no problems. So that is the story about how Nellie got stuck. I'm not sure if you're picking up on all the little hay rustling and the munching sounds here. But my dad and I are of the firm opinion that there's nothing more peaceful and relaxing than listening to the animals chew their hay. I just love the shape of Nellie's little mouth. She's got these like little lip boops that come down. See that? Her jawline comes and then it goes a little boop. I love it. It's so cute. Here's my Bucky boys. They're all set for winter housing. We wrapped that up last year and it's holding up really nice. Hi, Alex. You are such a suck. You are, Alex. You love your pets, but you're very stinky. A very stinky boy because you're in rut. But as of Saturday morning, all but Sig, Braveheart, and Alex will be leaving the farm. Goodness, are you out of shape, dude? Just a little running? But yeah, we're just keeping my three breeding bucks. Everybody else is leaving the farm as meat. So yeah, it'll be a much emptier buck pen. If I think they're getting too cold, I might put Nellie in there over winter that they can snuggle with and stay warm. We'll see how it goes. But these guys had some adventures this week too. And it was all these little stinkers. All these little guys. You too. Everyone but the four big boys had a hole that they got out under the fence way up in the tree line. And then we've got a perimeter fence that goes across and divides us from the municipal yards. They've got their salt and sand for the roads for winter back there. And these stinkers got out from this pen to this one, and then from here they found a hole to get over to the other side. But we were minding our own business in the house and we hear a horn honk from the driveway. So we go and I poke my head out the door and someone's like, "Hey, your goats are at the municipal yard." I was like, "Oh, all right." So my dad and I went out and we started pulling some fence posts because we knew we would need to fix it. We knew if we shooed them back in, and didn't fix it immediately and went to get fixing stuff, they'd be out again before we came back with the materials to fix the fence. So we left them there and went to get materials first. And then we had someone pull in here at the barn while we're out getting materials, say, hey, you go through the municipal yard, they're in the driveway, they're almost at the road. And we're like, all right, thank you, we're working on it. And so I hopped on the little tractor and motored up the road here. See the road in the background there. Motored up the road, and yeah, they're pretty close to the road. They saw that tractor coming and they saw me on it, and they're like, oh no, we've been caught. And they skedaddled back behind a building, and they thought they were safe there, but I come puttering around. And yeah, they weren't safe there. I found them. And I just followed them and kind of, they ran back to their hole, came into this pasture, ducked under their second hole into where they're supposed to be, the stinkers. And Dad came up into there with the big tractor. I stayed on the other side and I started moving rocks, piling up big old rocks to block the hole. Big ones that they're not going to be able to move. It was hard work. And Dad started blocking the hole in this fence. And then I came around and helped. And we did the whole kind of back perimeter. It's problematic back there because it's rocky ground. There's not a lot of soil, so it's hard to put fence posts in. And that tree has grown up kind of under the fence there. Hi. Are you saying hi? Hello. So it's a little bit hard to fix fencing back there. That's why we resort to piling rocks. One of the posts back there is just stuck in a tire full of rocks because it was on a rock, on the bedrock. So yeah, that's what we were working with back there. So we piled a bunch of rocks, we piled a bunch of logs and sticks, blocked all their exits and escape holes, and yeah, they've been where they're supposed to be for the rest of the week. No more escapes. Silly boys. Silly boys. So it's been a little bit of an adventurous week. Between the boys getting out and Nellie getting stuck and all the silliness that goes on around here. Just another week at the farm. But yeah, these little guys are gonna leave us. Right, Black Beauty? You're going? You're not as tame as you used to be. It's a problem. We stick boys out here and they lose their tameness. They go a little wild. With all their silliness. Really, the wildest one here is Sig. He came from a farm where he wasn't tamed and wasn't interacted with much, and yeah. The tamest one here is Alex. He came from a farm where they're all just big babies and they just want to snuggle with their people all the time. And my guys are kind of in the middle. Tame enough to handle. Alex, you gotta stay in there. The girls will go into heat again soon. You'll see some more action, don't worry. So I've got all my excess male ducks and a whole whack of roosters are going to be going Saturday morning as well with those bucks. But they get to leave here live. That's a good thing, that this pasture needs to rest. It'll need to regrow in the spring. And we're starting to get some rebels who are escaping. Like those two. And it looks like we've currently got a whole group over in the pond area that have somehow managed to hop the fence and are over there. They're not stuck there, they come out for mealtime. But we're definitely going to need to do some fixing before we have babies in the spring. I've parted with all my extra hens. All the hens left here are for my breeding purposes. Some real beauties, like that one. With the brown hen with the black head. Yeah, the only rooster, I'm going to keep 3 roosters. The only rooster I haven't picked and decided on yet is a white one. I'm going to keep this red guy over here. And I'm going to keep the biggest black guy with a white wing, which isn't... Oh, there he is. Right there. So the red rooster and the black rooster are there right in front of each other. I'm keeping those 2. And then there's going to be a white one somewhere. I'm looking for a big, meaty bird with good, wide, broad structure, sturdy legs, and I want him to have a flat cushion comb and ideally some feathering on the legs. So there's just way too many of them right now to find said rooster. So once we gather up 30, 40, 50 of them, we should be able to find somebody at that point. Yes, we have not forgotten about you, my lovely little turkeys. Hi. One of these geese has a limp, and he's had that ever since he was a wee baby. He'll be meat. I have someone that has asked for a Christmas goose. So whatever roosters we have left after Saturday, we'll find a day in the next week or 2 and we'll do a harvest and they'll go in the freezer along with that goose, and then he'll go for somebody else for Christmas. And yeah, we have lots less birds over here around them. Like by December for sure. We should be down to our breeding flock by December. Oh, there's the limpy goose. He's coming up to us. Not sure what happened. He's had a limp. Other than that, it doesn't seem to bug him. Everyone's looking warm and fluffy for winter. I'm hoping to get another Pomeranian pair. That's those white geese with the gray on the back and head. So after Limpy there goes for meat, I have 3 other geese that hatched this year to sell. I have not sexed them yet. They certainly look mature enough to vent sex them. So I had someone ask me a few weeks back. I will contact them and see if they're still interested, and then I'll get on to vent sexing these guys and see what I've got, whether they're girls or boys or how it ends up being. When I walked up this way, Nellie came up to see me, so I petted her for a bit. Mabel there is finishing off the remains of a duck from our freezer that's been in the freezer for, 4 or 5 years. It was getting a little freezer burnt, not looking so nice for us to eat, so Mabel got it. But I wanted to show you Mabel's hill of debris. So since she's been free to roam the farm, she's a happier dog, but she's still just anything and everything she can find, she'll find it and chew. That was a table leg. That looks like a bottle for a water gun. Oh, this is one of my favorites. She found a weight, and she loves rip-roaring around with that thing. This was a deck light, a solar light. She's demolished that. Don't worry, I snagged the battery. She didn't get it. Oh, she got another weight. Look at that. She also likes grabbing logs from the wood pile and pulling those over. And I noticed she ate the seat off my bicycle over there. But this seems to be the place that she likes to bring all her stuff that she's destroyed and chew it. I mean, she has toys. She has things she's allowed to chew. She just causes mayhem. Anyways, isn't that right? I had 2 blueberry bushes and buckets. She pulled those out and shredded them. That's the one thing I wish we could change about her, is the chewing. She never does it when we're around because she knows she's not supposed to. Isn't that right, Mabel? She is like the perfect dog in every other way, but the incessant chewing. When she goes into heat next, we'll try and breed her again. I found a local stud, so I don't have to drive to Quebec and back. I'm hoping maybe after some puppies, she'll settle down and stop chewing everything in sight. Yeah, perfect dog otherwise. Very, very good girl. If you ever come visit and try to do anything and get close to her level, she'll be licking your face and giving you wet willies. She'll probably have a quiet morning now since she's all full of duck. Isn't that right, Mabel? But now chore time is done. Yeah, I'm going in the house and you have to stay out here because you're guarding the animals. Oh, duck kisses. Lovely. Good girl. And when I say Mabel grabs logs, I mean she grabs logs. Like that's not a small log. I don't know how you got that. You must have stretched your mouth real wide to bring that over. And she brought it from not a short distance away. But she's also got a field of debris here as well. Don't you, Mabel? Yeah. She loves to go sleep back there too. You're just a silly dog, aren't you, Mabel? And you love carrying your big logs. And it might be hard to believe, but when she's got something like that up in her mouth, she loves like flinging it up and down and flinging her head around. I don't know. She likes the weight of it. He's a funny dog. He's a funny dog.